Hello Internet, James Allen from Out of 8, and today I'm playing Railroad Management Simulation A-Train Classic. It seems to be based on A-Train 3D, which came out for the Nintendo 3DS, and they kind of ported it over to the PC. Game features a lot of scenarios. It also has a map editor, but for some reason it only allows you to use the map editor, which can generate random maps, when you've completed 3 scenarios. And because the scenarios in the game are extremely difficult and long, I have not completed 3 scenarios, so I cannot do random maps. And again, I don't know why they would want to do that. And I hate that movie that keeps playing while I'm talking. So I'm just going to do a new scenario here. You pick your company name and CEO. Select a scenario. I'll do this one. It's fine. Each scenario gives you a bunch of different objectives you have to complete, which again take an extremely long time to complete and are usually very difficult to get after, which is why I have not made very much completion progress in the game other than trying out a lot of the scenarios and finding out how inept I am at managing a transportation network. So we're going to start this scenario right here, all the way back to the year 1997. Alright, so first thing you'll notice about this game is extremely exposition heavy, especially if you go through the tutorials. The tutorials are very long. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of clicking, because they make you click the mouse anywhere in order to advance through the tutorial, which is problematic when you're trying to click on stuff somewhere in the game, and then this lady, your secretary, randomly pops up, and then you're clicking, and then you're skipping her messages. It's very poorly designed, as with other things in the game, mainly interface related. The tutorials are just a pain to do. A lot of the scenarios are a pain as well, just because of all this stuff that you should. I need an X to skip it, you know. But the problem is, it gives, basically tells you what they want you to do in each scenario, what the scenario designer has envisioned for your path to success. So we'll just kind of whatever with this lady and see what she says. So, railways and streetcars. So basically they want you to do railways and streetcars. So 60 kilometers of streetcars. Streetcars, all about streetcars. Yep, okay. So I'm going to meet with that lady tomorrow. So let's see what they have here right now. Ooh, they have a lot of stations. They have a fairly robust rail system. Let's take a look at the trains. They have a couple lines on here. Pretty good. Now, the way that this game is set up is that anything that is connected, so like you see that this stuff right here is on one line, all of the trains that are on that line will automatically stop at every station, and there's nothing you can do to customize it. If you go to the train view here, for example, you can check its service schedule and it'll give you times and stuff like that, but you can't change anything. You can change, well, not the, you can't remove stations or add stations or anything like that. Seems like a very unnecessary simplification. You can change like which direction it goes after, which I guess is about the only thing you can do to like change the stations. But even then, it's still kind of a pain. And also change like when, how often or how long the trains will wait before they move on to the next station. But again, it's a very arbitrary limitation that you can't, skip past certain stations like, I don't know, real transport networks do in real life. So let me actually just turn up the speed here a little bit. We'll watch your trains go around and no doubt lose money. You get those little witty, remember this year sort of things. So the interface is not great. I don't think it's totally due to lost in translation issues from the original Japanese that the game was in. Just the game does not give you enough map modes. You get your normal mode, you get the transport thing that just highlights what the transport network is. There's our streetcars down here. So we actually do have something or other down here. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, this is our streetcar line. Thought so. And we got basically 4 streetcars that are doing the same thing. So there's our streetcar area down there. But the interface is not good. So you got your transport thing, and then you have the sector mode where it color codes these buildings. You know, there's some commercial buildings, public buildings. But most of this is like blue backroad stuff, and then you got to switch to normal mode to see what that's talking about. So like, but like the roads and the residential areas are the same color, so it's hard to tell where stuff is. You know, obviously the orange here is you know, your commercial area, but the game isn't very forthcoming with where different stuff is. You know, there's your manufacturing district, so they'll want to have goods taken to other places. You know, there's some fairly sophisticated production, you know, chains going on in the game, but the game does not give you the information that you need in order to take advantage of that as efficiently as you should have to or be able to. So really you're just kind of left guessing or making pretty decent estimates on where things need to go. You know, there's no feedback on, you know, areas that have high demand or, you know, areas that are congested and stuff like that. So again, the amount of information that the game has is very high. You have all these reports and nonsense that you can look at as you go through your career, but the game doesn't give you any useful information in order to figure out where you actually need to put stuff at. Another very arbitrary limitation here is you have these construction materials that you need in order to build stuff, but they only have a certain range, so you can't actually build anything that's sufficiently far away from one of your construction materials locations. So for example, if I were to yeah, it's stupid crap. Alright, let's read what he has to say. Again, auto pausing. If I'm clicking somewhere, I would have missed his dialogue. I don't know why they designed it to do that way, but they did. So he's going to tell me all the stuff I just found out by looking at it. Again, very exposition heavy. Blah, blah, blah. Streetcar loop. Yeah. I think we should extend the line from that turnaround. And that's basically all the information he's going to give me. Now, you can go back if you're like, oh, I forgot what you said. So let's, what did he say about the rails? Transport materials needed in the city down. Well, yeah, duh. Alright. Alright, so there's your streetcar line. So they want to extend it. Where do you want me to extend it to? Yeah. Like, why would I extend that? From the hospital? Why? To reach whom? Exactly. Don't really know. You know, if I extend that line, then all these cars are going to go, you know, to the same thing. Now, I'm assuming that because of the way that the place where I put the construction materials, it wants me to build it around there because you got to build it within range of where the construction materials are. So, yeah, I know. So you got, for streetcars, you have to do the line first before you can do the other stuff. And by building the streetcar line, you basically destroy anything else that's in that area. So, I guess that, yeah, that's the God, that looks like a hospital. Is that the that's the hospital. Yeah, see, that's the area he's talking about. He's dumb. The other thing we can do is mess with the this up here. So, but again, this is a single track train here. So, you know, again, the game is extremely vague about where you want to expand. Can't expand over here because I don't have any materials to expand into. So again, you're really limited into where you're going. Now, when you build, so I'm just going to lay random crap down to be quite honest about it. Let me do a, let's do a station. Why not? Get different types. I'm gonna see you have this little light area. That's the area surrounding your construction materials, and that's the only place you are capable of building. I don't know why they would do that. That makes no sense to me. You know, is it realistic? Sure, but completely unnecessary. You know what? Heck with that. I don't really care. Let's extend the rail network down here, because that's something that would be an extremely poor decision. I don't know where to put that. Yeah, I know. I misclicked. Leave me alone. Now you can change the number of platforms, so we can put it up to 2. You can change the length, which allows you to have, you know, bigger cars in there. And again, I don't really care, so I'm just going to click OK. So that station is going to get built, and because it's within range of these construction materials, it'll actually finish. But again, you're restricted in where you can build stuff. So next thing I'm going to do is build some track. So you just kind of click, and then that's not where I want you to go. Yeah, there you go. And you really want to avoid taking stuff out. And it's really just left clicking. There's no click and drag here. Click and drag pans the screen. And it's extremely annoying to lay this track because it just kind of picks where it wants the track to go. Yeah, I know. Oh my god, seriously. No, I can't. Oh, because of the stupid canal. Whatever, I don't even care. Ugh. So, you know, laying track is a pain. You're really restricted in where you can place your you know, stations. Now you can go in and you can place resource depots. Like here's a construction material resource depot. You can build one of those. Say I wanted to, you know, put it here. There you go. So now I have a resource depot there. Oh yes, thank you. But you know, how are you going to get construction materials there? You know, you'd have to build a truck thing, but again, you can't build a truck depot outside of an area where you'd be able to build the trucks. So it doesn't really make any sense whatsoever. You know, you have your shed or your truck parking garage, and you put that over here. Sure. So, and the stop is up. You know, but you got to tell it to transport the stuff around. And the trucks can only happen on roads, too, so you have to convert all of these things into roads. So, again, it's just a gigantic pain to do basically anything. Other things you can do in the game, you can buy and sell land, so it's usually useful to buy land before people move in. It's a lot cheaper, so you can kind of plan ahead and put stuff down. You can buy different businesses. This scenario doesn't have anything to start out with. Some do. What you can do is you can basically, you know, buy businesses near your stations, and then by promoting those businesses, you'll get more traffic in and out of your station. You can also do projects which research stuff. So you can research a whole bunch of stuff on here if you want to. Which you probably will. Banks have loans, so you can get a loan from the bank. And then all the different reports you can get. You can also buy and sell stock. So there are definitely some features in the game, but honestly the game is so unfriendly to basically everybody. It has an extremely tedious tutorial. The manual is uninformative at best. I have like 50,000 questions on how to do certain things in the game. You know, like how do I move construction materials around? You know, and just game mechanics decisions that don't make any sense. You know, why do you limit where you can build stations? Why are rail lines, first off, very tedious and inexact to build? And why do they get built instantaneously but stations don't? It doesn't even make any sense. Let's see if this station's actually going to get built. We're going to go fast forward here. It says it's going to get finished on the 4th. There we go. So it actually did finish because it's near that construction zone. And you can see that it used some of the construction materials up. It used 4 of them. So that's good. But again, you can't build outside of the zone of that thing because it will never finish, which is, I don't really understand why they would do that. You know, basically, there's too many better management sims, especially with the railroads. I mean, I even like Transport Fever better than this. This is, you know, while there is a fairly sophisticated simulation under the hood, the way that it presents useful information is very poor. You know, where should I build stuff? Why can't I build stuff wherever I want? You know, why is this simulated but this isn't? You know, it seems very arbitrary in that sense. You know, I really don't care for the long-winded exposition during missions and during the tutorials. The interface doesn't give you a lot of information. It's very unwieldy to do things. I think a lot of that more has to do with the game's 3DS routes than it does with anything else. And then, you know, when you build lines, you can't even... where's the station? There we go. You can't even, like, change the schedules of it. I mean, they automatically just go on everything on that track. I mean, for a game that lets you, you know, manage a rail network, that seems really silly. So basically what you have to do is, you know, build separate lines if you don't want your trains going all across the city. Seems kind of crazy. But so you know, it's a game that is, you can't recommend playing it just because of how unfriendly it is to players. You really have to fight the game at every turn. So that's all I have for today. Till next time, bye now.